For the last 2 months, I have been doing something different. Every morning before I check my phone, before I do anything, I ask myself 3 questions, and it takes about 5 minutes, and it completely changed how I make decisions, how I use my time, and how I show up. I am Nwamaka, risk analyst by day, and I realized I wasn't using any of that on my own life. That changed, and here is what happened. First question is simple. One word that describes how I want today to feel. Not what I'm going to do, it is how I want to feel. It sounds soft, right? Yeah. But listen, this is literally the first thing we do in risk analysis. We ask, what does success look like for this project? Because if you don't define success, how do you know if you are moving towards it? So the one, I wrote productive. By 2 p.m., I was stressed, I was overwhelmed, doing everything, accomplishing nothing. Because productive is vague, right? It is not actually how I wanted to feel. So therefore, I wrote focused. Everything shifted. Someone asked me to jump on a call. I asked myself, does this serve my purpose? No. Can we do it tomorrow? Someone sent me a chat on Teams. Does this need my attention right now? No. I will respond later. One word gave me a filter for every decision that day. Focus. On day 7 or day 8, I wrote intentional. I stopped reacting to things just because someone said A, B, C, D, E, F, or because someone came at me. I started choosing what to react to. So try this tomorrow before you do anything. The second question, what are my top 3 priorities today? Not 10, not 5, 3 priorities today. Because if everything is a priority, nothing actually is. So this is basic risk management. You can't protect everything, so you must protect what matters most. Without this, my to-do list, right, would have been 15, 20 per day, and I'll finish 5 or 6. And I'll feel so disappointed, like I have failed. But if I'm able to identify 3 things that must happen today, right, everything else, bonus. So one thing I do is I have 3 priorities for the day. The first priority can be finish that client's report. My second priority can be have a categorization conversation with my product team. The third priority can be prepare for Wednesday's meeting, right? By 3 p.m. I'm done. I've completed my tasks for the day. Then I've achieved something that makes me feel like I am not behind. I am already ahead of the game. That's a mental shift. And to me, that is very huge. It changed how I see the day's activity or how I see productivity as a whole. So yeah, the second question again is, what are my top 3 priorities today? Identify the top 3 priorities that you have to do today to ensure that you are ahead of the game. It gives you a different mindset, it gives you a mental shift, and you are able to see better results. So what are the 3 things that you are going to do tomorrow that you have to identify on your numerous to-do list that you have to do? Identify it, tick it, and see how tomorrow looks like once you're done. So the third question that surprised me the most is, what one risk, financial, personal, whatever, that I would undo wisely today? Most of us don't think about risks until after something goes wrong. This question makes you look for it, whether you can still do something about it before it happens. So for example, today, I will not impulse buy lunch today, Indomie Cafe. Saved about 6,000 naira thereabout, but it adds up. Another example is, another day I said I will not overpromise to a client. I'll be realistic about the timeline. Result, I was able to deliver early. The client was impressed. My relationship with the client became stronger, right? Another one that I have been struggling with is, I will have this uncomfortable conversation with this person. The conversation happened. It was fine. The anxiety I've been carrying, gone. So every single day, there is a risk that I would undo before it becomes a problem. Most people just don't see it until it is too late. So this question trains you to do what? To spot it early. So the question is, what's one risk, financial, personal, whatever, that you will handle wisely tomorrow? Highlight it, write it out, then let's see how it goes tomorrow. So after 60 days of these 5-minute questions every morning, I am making faster decisions. Not just faster decisions, right? In fact, better decisions, because I'm asking myself the right questions before I choose. How do I want to feel about this? What actually matters most to me? What problem can I prevent right now? I'm not overthinking as much. I'm not saying yes to things I should say no to. I'm not avoiding the things I need to. The things I know I need to do. I'm not avoiding it. It's not magic. It's just intentional thinking. And after about 60 days of doing this activity, it's becoming a way of life. It's actually becoming easier, and it's becoming an automatic decision-making process for me. I have been tracking all this, the questions, my answer, what's changing, so I can see pattern. If you want to try this, just start with these 3 questions tomorrow morning. How do I want today to feel, right? What are my top 3 priorities tomorrow? What risks will I handle wisely? It can be personal, it can be financial, it can be whatever. It can be financial, it can be personal, it can be relationship, anyone. Just write it out. Write it down, track it for a week, see what changes. I made a 90-day version of this for myself that I'm working through. Link is below if you want it. But honestly, even if you don't, just try these 3 questions. Subscribe if you want to see what happens by day 90. I'm already on day 63. And tell me in the comment section what risks you have been avoiding.